Welcome back to NT Coins World. Today we're diving into a detailed exploration of US Washington quarters from 1968 to 1997. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this video will give you a thorough look at each coin's history, design details, mintage, potential errors, market value, and the collector appeal these quarters hold. So let's get started. 1.1968 Washington Quarter. The 1968 Washington Quarter holds a significant place in U.S. coinage history. This coin was part of the early years of post-silver quarters, as silver was removed entirely from the composition of circulating quarters after 1964. The 1968 quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The reverse design, also by Flanagan, features an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches, representing peace and strength. The 1968 Washington Quarter is composed of a copper nickel clad, with a copper core sandwiched between two layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. With the shift to clad quarters, collectors saw a change in the weight and sound of quarters, as the lack of silver made these coins lighter and gave them a distinctive ring. In terms of mintage, 1968 quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Denver mint produced over 101 million quarters, while Philadelphia produced around 220 million. This high mintage means these coins are generally easy to find, although finding one in mint state condition is always desirable. The 1968 quarter is not particularly rare or valuable, as circulated examples are generally worth their face value. However, collectors prize these coins in higher uncirculated grades, and proof versions from this year are sought after as well. Errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, are uncommon but can increase the value. 2.1969 Washington Quarter. The 1969 Washington Quarter continued the copper nickel-clad tradition that had started in 1965. The coin features the same classic design by John Flanagan, showcasing George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1969 quarters were minted in large quantities, with over 176 million produced at the Philadelphia Mint and 114 million at the Denver Mint. These large mintage numbers make this coin common and easy to find in circulation. Collectors typically seek out high-grade 1969 quarters, especially from the Philadelphia Mint, as quality control was not as high as in later years, making pristine specimens rare. Proof versions were also struck in 1969 at the San Francisco Mint, which are more detailed and have mirror-like surfaces. As with most quarters from this period, errors are possible but relatively rare. However, error collectors are often interested in varieties such as double die obverse or reverse, or center strikes, or repunched mint marks, which can increase the coin's value significantly. 3.1971-D Washington Quarter. The 1971 D Washington Quarter is part of the copper nickel-clad series and was struck in large quantities at the Denver Mint, with over 258 million produced. The obverse continues to feature George Washington's portrait, and the reverse shows the eagle design by John Flanagan. This quarter, like many of its era, is not especially rare. However, collectors focus on finding examples in high grades, especially since many quarters from the 1970s circulated widely and often show heavy wear. In mint state condition, especially MS65 or higher, these coins carry a small premium. Collectors may also be interested in error coins from 1971, such as double dies or off-center strikes, though such errors are uncommon. 4.1973 Washington Quarter. The 1973 Washington Quarter, minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, features the traditional Washington obverse and eagle reverse. Approximately 346 million quarters were minted this year between the two mints, making this another high mintage coin. While the 1973 quarter is generally common, finding one in pristine uncirculated condition can be a challenge, given that most quarters from this period have seen heavy use. For collectors, an MS65 or higher 1973 quarter holds more value. Proofs were also produced in San Francisco, known for their higher quality and mirror-like surfaces, making them popular among collectors. Common errors like double dies, particularly on the obverse, or off-center strikes can add significant value to the 1973 quarter if discovered. 5.1973-P Washington Quarter. The 1973 P Washington Quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint with an output of nearly 360 million coins. This large mintage makes it one of the more common quarters in circulation from the early 1970s. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on these quarters, so collectors can distinguish them from their Denver counterparts. Like the Denver issues, high-grade examples of this coin are relatively rare due to extensive circulation. In MS65 or higher, 1973p quarters are popular among collectors and can fetch a premium. Errors on 1973p quarters, such as doubled dies or minor planchet flaws, can add collector interest and value. However, errors are not especially common for this year. 6.1974 Washington Quarter. The 1974 Washington Quarter marks the last year before the nation celebrated its bicentennial in 1976, a significant milestone that influenced U.S. coinage. The design by John Flanagan, featuring George Washington and the eagle, continued on the obverse and reverse, respectively. The 1974 quarters were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with over 801 million quarters produced in total. Because of this high mintage, the 1974 quarter is common, especially in circulated condition. However, finding quarters in mint state grades is more challenging, and collectors may pay a premium for coins graded MS65 or higher. Errors such as doubled dies, particularly on the obverse, are rare but can increase the value of a 1974 quarter. 7.1989-P Washington Quarter. The 1989p Washington Quarter is notable as part of the later years of the copper nickel-clad quarters. With over 512 million struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin is widely available in circulation. While the 1989p quarter is common, collectors often seek out examples in MS65 or higher grades, as these quarters frequently show signs of wear. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint were also produced and are more valuable in uncirculated condition. Minor errors, like planchet flaws or minor misalignments, can add to the coin's appeal but are relatively rare. 8.1993-P Washington Quarter. The 1993p Washington Quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a mintage of over 600 million coins. This coin features the same Washington obverse and eagle reverse that had become iconic by this time. Due to its high mintage, the 1993p Quarter is common, though high-grade examples are valuable to collectors. Proof quarters from this year were also produced and hold additional value due to their finish. Errors are uncommon, but can include minor doubled dies or planchet flaws, adding some intrigue for error collectors. 9.1996-D Washington Quarter. The 1996D Washington Quarter was struck at the Denver Mint with a mintage of around 925 million coins. This makes it one of the more commonly found quarters from the late 1990s. Despite its abundance, the 1996D quarter is desirable in uncirculated condition, especially in MS65 or higher grades. Proofs were also produced, offering a more polished finish for collectors. Errors, while rare, can include minor doubled dies or off-center strikes, which add to the coin's collector appeal. 10.1997-D Washington Quarter. The 1997D Washington Quarter, produced at the Denver Mint, saw a mintage of over 650 million. The design remained unchanged, showcasing George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse. Like other quarters from this period, the 1997D is easy to find in circulation but is sought after in higher grades. Errors, such as planchet flaws or doubled dies, are uncommon but are of interest to collectors. 11.1997-P Washington Quarter. The 1997p Washington Quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, with over 453 million coins struck. High-grade examples are less common and are sought after by collectors. Proof versions, produced in San Francisco, showcase the design with high detail and luster, attracting many collectors. Thanks for watching today's breakdown of Washington quarters from 1968 to 1997. Each of these coins represents a small piece of U.S. history, and whether you're collecting for design, history, or investment, there's always something fascinating to uncover. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos. See you next time on NT Coins World.